Since ancient times, it was sports that brought countries, nations, and people's hearts together, making them beat in unison. In any sport, there is only one goal: to achieve victory, demonstrating the results of hard work and breaking through the limits of human potential. This video collects all the brightest and most memorable events in the sports world in recent years. Enjoy watching. During an American football game, one of the players unexpectedly lost consciousness while making a maneuver. His opponent, noticing the player's helpless state, quickly turned him onto his back and immediately called for medical assistance.
For the respective sides, the star players from Wilson. Tackle 5.
Upon seeing his opponent losing consciousness, an athlete supported him by the arm and helped him finish the race, showing that victory has no honor if it comes at the cost of someone else's suffering.
Going to finish together here. Jonathan Busby to a huge ovation from this.
In an empty stadium, a young fan continued to patiently wait for his idol, and his persistence and tears were fully rewarded when the footballer appeared on the field. As a reward for his patience, the devoted fan received a hug and a jersey from the athlete.
Why are you crying? Oh, come here.
Thank you.
Good boy.
This boy was born without legs, but he had always dreamed of playing ball with his idol. When his dream came true, pure happiness was written all over his face.
Yes! Very good, my friend. Very good.
A fan of hockey player Johnny Greydew came to the game on her birthday with a sign, simply hoping to get her idol's attention. She never expected to receive a puck from him, though she was absolutely thrilled with the unexpected gift.
Oh, that's so sweet.
After receiving the MVP award, the girl ran straight to the stands to hug her mother, which touched everyone in the stadium.
The Ferrari tonight, her first game of the year,
And now it's going a different direction.
A boy who won a gold medal in jiu-jitsu invited all of his opponents to the podium to share the triumphant moment with them. During a tennis match, a Chinese player accidentally hit the ball directly into her opponent's face. The girl was very frightened and hurried to apologize for the mistake. Fortunately, the injured player did not sustain a serious injury. While attempting to block the ball, a footballer accidentally shoved his opponent, who fell unconscious. Fearing the player might suffocate, the referee immediately provided medical assistance and quickly revived him. During a race, one of the drivers went off the track after feeling unwell. Medics and rescuers immediately rushed to his aid. It was clear from the driver's expression how sorry he felt for letting his team down, but continuing the race in such a state would have been life-threatening.
So all locked up, but there's no way known you can stop it on the grass.
Try and help him get out. He won't be getting out on the driver's side. He's going to have to somehow.
An athlete, noticing that his shoe had ripped, stopped the match and tried to fix it. Unfortunately, this was nearly impossible in the heat of competition. Luckily, his opponent's coach came to the athlete's aid, offering him his own pair of shoes while he continued watching the game barefoot. Fencer Gaia was unable to stand at the end of the match and was ready to give the victory to her opponent, but the opponent refused to accept it, considering it unfair since Gaia was far ahead in points. The cameraman filming the athlete lost his balance on a hoverboard and fell, bringing down the athlete he was recording. The man smiled understandingly and went to the stands. Later, this incident helped the cameraman get closer to his idol. An athlete who sustained a leg injury during a badminton match never expected that his first helper would be his opponent, Victor Axelsen. In front of a stadium full of fans, Victor did everything he could to assist the medics.
Game retired, match won by
Lower back, possibly.
After winning the Olympic Games in 2024, all the medalists of Asian descent took a group photo. It was clear that they didn't care about political differences between their countries. At that moment, their race was united. After an unsuccessful throw during a basketball match, Luka Doncic fell on a young fan. Fearing that the boy might have been hurt, Luka immediately checked on him, apologized, and gave him his sports jersey, signing it beforehand. Carolina Marin managed to achieve a confident victory in her first match after undergoing a course of treatment. Until the very end, she couldn't believe that such a miracle could happen and that she would return to the sports arena. Right in the middle of a football match, one of the players suddenly fell ill, and all the players, both teammates and opponents, rushed to his aid. The injured player was Tom Lockyer, who had previously survived a heart attack under similar circumstances. Everyone who knew his story truly worried about the athlete's health.
Chanted the Welsh defender's name and applauded as he was carried.
The winner of the para-karate competition was quick to share his moment of joy with the opponent he had previously defeated in an honest fight. His overflowing joy managed to ease the pain of disappointment in his opponent's eyes. At the Paris 2024 Olympics, Alice Finot won the competition and left the stadium incredibly happy in the arms of her newly engaged fiancé, whom she had proposed to herself. During a race at the Olympic Games, Johnny Brownlee suddenly felt unwell, but his brother, despite being a direct competitor, didn't leave him alone. He grabbed his brother by the arm and helped him cross the finish line, allowing him to take the bronze medal. After an unfortunate ball hit during a football match, Christian Eriksen suffered a severe fall to the ground. His teammates administered medical assistance for a full 10 minutes until an ambulance arrived. Fortunately, the athlete quickly recovered, but still had to go to the hospital. A speed skater from Korea won her race confidently, cheered on by loud shouts of support from her family. In the end, she couldn't hold back her emotions and burst into tears. During a match, a football player urgently needed medical assistance. The ambulance arrived on the field but couldn't move due to the wet grass. The athletes from both teams joined forces and pushed the vehicle to help it move. During a women's basketball match, Caitlin Clark missed a shot and the ball, bouncing off the rim, was about to hit an opponent from the opposing team. But Caitlin deflected it, for which she later received words of thanks. A Chinese weightlifting gold medalist immediately grabbed her coach and carried him in her arms to take a bow, thus expressing her deepest gratitude to him. Novak Djokovic once again proved he's a man of great character when he invited a boy holding an umbrella over him to sit beside him. Swapping his racket for the umbrella, Djokovic smiled, shared a drink, and began a casual conversation. Ronaldo is known not only as a legendary footballer, but also as someone who adores children. He gently cared for a disabled girl, doing everything he could to ensure that she left the meeting with only positive emotions. The gold medalist didn't hesitate for a second when she put her newly won medal around the neck of one of her fans and happily took a picture with her. Now the girl surely has one more fulfilled wish in her collection. An African-American sprinter managed to overtake two of his competitors by just a few hundredths of a second, securing victory. Notably, right after this, he bowed respectfully to his opponent, leaving him quite puzzled. A race car stalled in the middle of the road, and it would have stayed there if another driver hadn't pushed his unlucky opponent and towed his car to safety using his own bumper, to the enthusiastic cheers of the commentator.
How about this? A 7-time champion. He's gonna give him a push.
A free diving competition almost turned into a tragedy when athlete Mariana lost consciousness underwater. Fortunately, true professionals were nearby and rushed to her rescue without hesitation, providing her with first aid in an instant.
She's got a big smile on her face though, already back.
Yeah, she's already back and breathing. For a few days now, like 10 days.
Right.
We didn't do a dive.
After the final buzzer, these two basketball players immediately stopped being competitors and became fans of each other, happily swapping jerseys and taking several memorable photos.
The jersey.
A badminton match was nearly stopped due to a leg injury sustained by Grigoria Mariska, but her opponent decided to share a necessary bandage to treat the injury, allowing the competition to continue. The spectators even applauded such a gesture.
That's really nice to see. Yeah, wow. Really like to see that. The crowd appreciating that moment as well. Incredible sportsman.
After a hockey game, Jordan Tutu handed his stick to a little fan waiting for him. The child was thrilled with the gift, and those around couldn't help but smile. While trying to score a goal, a footballer caused several players from the opposing team to fall. In an effort to restore fairness, the referee awarded a penalty, and the rough players' team, with the silent agreement of all, allowed the opponents to score a goal. LeBron James's unexpected appearance in a regular school cafeteria excited all the students. The famous basketball player came to donate money to underprivileged children, but he also willingly took photos with everyone who wanted one. The athlete was deeply upset by his failure, but fortunately, those around him didn't let him fall into despair. They supported him with words that helped him pull himself together.
Such respect and appreciation for these athletes and the moments.
The swimmer who won gold at the Olympic Games immediately called his family when he got out of the water to thank them for the belief and support they had always given him. Noticing that a boy in the stadium was suffering from heat stroke, a tennis player quickly brought him water and seated him in the shade to prevent his condition from worsening. Novak Djokovic was deeply impressed by the skills of his Paralympic tennis opponent and even tried out a wheelchair himself in an attempt to level the playing field. Unsurprisingly, he lost due to his inexperience, but noted the immense strength required for Paralympic sports.
Thank you, I appreciate your stuff. Thank you.
Everybody, Novak Djokovic. You've got to keep moving.
A footballer who had lost all hope knelt in the middle of the field, but a young boy ran out and hugged him, giving him the strength to carry on and not lose heart. The football players gave a young athlete a piece of hope and happiness when they decided to play ball with him. The boy, born with physical disabilities, was able to believe in himself after that experience. The figure skating champions lifted the first place winner, who was shorter in stature, by the arms so that he would look more impressive in their group photo. An athlete couldn't hold back tears when he saw his mother walk into the room after not being able to see her for several years. The people around them were deeply touched by the family reunion. A volleyball player, having hit the ball and fallen during the match, sustained a leg injury, but his actions helped the team win, and after receiving medical attention, his teammates welcomed him as a hero. A skier, having broken her opponent's ski pole just before the finish line, surprised commentators and spectators by giving her own pole to her competitor. Athletes, standing silently in the pouring rain, watched as a line of children shivered under the icy drops, wearing only t-shirts. One by one, the football players removed their jackets and put them on the boys to protect them from getting sick. To help his teammate score a basket, a basketball player got down on all fours and used his back as a springboard. This allowed the player to make the final winning shot. A tennis player broke down in tears after getting injured during a match. Her opponent was the one who extended a helping hand, supporting her in a difficult moment. Sifan Hassan, after falling mid-race due to her opponent, didn't lose hope. She got back up, quickly caught up, and passed all the runners, finishing first and earning the respect of everyone.
In één keer zie je hoe goed ze is. Deze manier kan het natuurlijk ook. En dan toch ook nog eventjes deze serie winnen hoor.
The footballer didn't expect to find himself in his military father's arms after the match, who had come to meet him outside the locker room. At that moment, the athlete was just a child, happy to see his father. A footballer tried to deflect the ball, but the camera operator's equipment, which was in the way, interfered. After knocking over the camera, the frustrated player walked away, leaving the woman alone with the heavy gear. An opponent rushed over, tried to calm the player down, and then helped the operator lift her equipment back onto its stand.
Pedersen meteen vragen, gaat het? Ja, Max, vragen, gaat het? En dat gaat met Belen ook weer goed. En met de camera ook.
The figure skater who took first place was injured during his performance and received his award while on crutches. His competitors, understanding his situation, helped him down after receiving his medal. A boy battling cancer was able to meet his sports idols in his final days and even sit in the arms of a footballer in a crowded stadium. After the boy's passing, many of the athletes attended his funeral to say goodbye to their forever young fan. A biker who left his motorcycle happily jumped into the passenger seat of his opponent's bike and enjoyed a couple of laps around the track together to the smiles of all those present. Steph Curry's MVP award was unanimously supported by the entire team, making it feel like every member of the team had earned the prize. A hockey player noticed a young fan challenging him to a dance-off and eagerly responded. After the boy's victory, he received a well-deserved reward from his idol in the form of a puck.
The guy has to win and pays him off with a puck. Said you won.
In a decisive race, one athlete stumbled and fell, causing his opponent to also drop out of the race. Understanding that no one is immune to falling, the runner didn't get angry and even offered his shoulder to help the injured athlete get to the stands. Incredible support from her team helped a Paralympic athlete achieve a decisive victory in the race. After the competition, she could barely hold back tears of pride and joy. Pablo Mary, who was the victim of an attack by a maniac in a shopping center, sustained serious injuries that prevented him from participating in upcoming matches with his team. However, that didn't stop the footballers from bringing his jersey onto the field as a way to support him while he was in the hospital. During the race, a cyclist generously shared cooling compresses with his competitors, whose condition in the heat left much to be desired. After hearing a request from a nearsighted boy, a young athlete helped him make his first ever basketball shot, bringing great joy to the child. A Chinese athlete proposed to his girlfriend, who was also an Olympic champion, right in front of the cameras of a multi-million audience. It was a truly touching moment filled with happiness. The entire stadium threw plush toys onto the football field in the middle of a match to express their support and condolences for the children affected by the earthquake.
Bütün oyuncaklar zemine atılıyor. Oyuncular da pomparkta. Duygusal anlar.
After securing the gold medal with his penalty kick, the footballer burst into tears from the overwhelming emotions. The whole team and every support member couldn't hold back their feelings and celebrated the athlete as a hero. A runner had no idea how much joy he brought to a young fan by giving her a high five. She was practically ready to fly with happiness like a little fairy. On a difficult section of the track, a race car's brakes failed and it flew into a ditch. Thanks to the help of nearby spectators who pulled the car out of the mud, the driver quickly got back in the race. A tennis player dislocated his leg right in the middle of a match. His opponent was the first to rush over to help, and supporting the player by the arm led him to the stands.
Sprint from the other end.
This is great from Grigor Dimitrov, really showing the character that he is.
A goalkeeper injured his leg while deflecting a ball. Wanting a fair victory, the opponents allowed a goal to be scored in their net to even the score and continue the match from a clean slate. In wrestling, injuries are common. So when one wrestler couldn't get up after a final move, his opponent returned to the mat and carried the injured athlete on his shoulders to the medics.
It's all about etiquette. They may be rough, they may be tough.
Determined to save Belgium's honor in the competition, an athlete from another discipline stepped in to replace a runner. While victory was out of reach, her unbreakable spirit earned everyone's respect. The victory in this cycling race was decided by a game of rock, paper, scissors between two equally matched competitors. The joy on the team's faces was genuine when the name of the player previously suspended from the competition was announced for the upcoming match. Basketball players from opposing teams all fell on the court, but instead of blaming each other, they shook hands and helped each other up. A basketball player lost both of his legs while trying to help a homeless man, which forced him to leave the sport. However, his team showed that he would always be with them at every match.
Toss of the tip in order to get Davis.
Swimmer Tatiana couldn't believe she had set a new world record during the competition. When the confusion on her face turned to joy, all her opponents rushed to congratulate the new record holder. A little girl who had sneaked onto the running track revived an athlete who had collapsed by giving him a kiss. The runner immediately came and smiled, asking the girl to repeat her miracle. The team's mascot worked hard to keep a cheerleader's attention while her boyfriend prepared to propose. Thanks to their joint efforts, the moment became unforgettable for the newly engaged woman. Hearing the cries of a mother who lost her child in the stadium, a tennis player paused the match until the child was found. As soon as the crowd went silent, the girl was quickly located, and the relief on the mother's face was evident. While attempting to return a shot, a tennis player fell and got covered in dirt. His opponent approached and helped brush off the mud, offering a few encouraging words to the disheartened player. A blind Brazilian athlete achieved an unquestionable victory at the Olympic Games, proving that lack of sight doesn't prevent one from running fast. Noticing an athlete feeling unwell, his teammates and even opponents quickly rushed to support him and immediately called for medical help. During a hockey game, there was a technical issue that prevented the US national anthem from being played. The fans in the stadium stepped in by singing the anthem themselves, saving the honor of their country. After winning and receiving his gold medal, Jude immediately hung the medal around his mother's neck. It was clear that nothing was too precious for her. After the match, the athlete even caught up with Jose Mourinho and asked him to pose for a photo with his mother, as she had been a longtime fan of his.
Can my mum have a photo?
Here he comes.
Everyone's Well, there's her photo. I'm not sure.
And that's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.